Abraham Lincoln: A Comprehensive Biography. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, is one of the most revered figures in American history. His life, leadership during the Civil War, and efforts to abolish slavery have made him a symbol of American ideals and resilience. This biography delves into the complexities of Lincoln's life, exploring his early years, political career, presidency, and legacy. Early life and background, childhood and family. Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809, in a log cabin in Hardin County, now LaRue County, Kentucky. His parents, Thomas Lincoln and Nancy Hanks Lincoln, were modest farmers. Lincoln had a sister, Sarah, who was 2 years older, and a younger brother, Thomas, who died in infancy. Lincoln's early years were marked by poverty and hard labor. The family moved to Indiana in 1816, partly due to disputes over land titles in Kentucky and the spread of slavery. In Indiana, the Lincolns lived on a farm in Perry County, now Spencer County, where young Abraham helped his father clear land and grow crops. Education. Lincoln's formal education was limited to a few brief periods of schooling, totaling less than a year. However, he was an avid reader and self-educated himself by borrowing books from neighbors and devouring volumes such as the Bible, Aesop's Fables, and works by Shakespeare. His stepmother, Sarah Bush Johnston, whom his father married after Nancy Hanks Lincoln's death in 1818, encouraged his love of reading and learning. Early career and personal development. In 1830, the Lincoln family moved again, this time to Illinois. At 22, Lincoln struck out on his own, moving to New Salem, Illinois. He worked various jobs, including as a store clerk, rail splitter, and surveyor. His involvement in local politics began during this period, and he earned a reputation for honesty, earning him the nickname Honest Abe. Lincoln served as a captain in the Illinois militia during the Black Hawk War of 1832, though he did not see combat. After the war, he made his first unsuccessful bid for the Illinois General Assembly but was elected 2 years later in 1834. Rise in politics. Illinois State Legislature. Lincoln served for terms in the Illinois State Legislature from 1834 to 1842. As a member of the Whig Party, he supported infrastructure improvements and opposed the spread of slavery. He studied law during this time and was admitted to the Illinois bar in 1836. Law practice. In 1837, Lincoln moved to Springfield, Illinois, to practice law with John T. Stuart. He quickly gained a reputation as a formidable lawyer, known for his logical arguments and integrity. He later partnered with Stephen T. Logan and then with William Herndon. Lincoln's legal career provided him with a platform and network that proved invaluable in his political career. Marriage and family. On November 4, 1842, Lincoln married Mary Todd, a well-educated woman from a prominent Kentucky family. The Lincolns had 4 sons: Robert Todd, Edward Baker, William Wallace, and Thomas Tad Lincoln. Only Robert survived into adulthood, with the others dying young from various illnesses. National politics and the road to the presidency. Congressional term. Lincoln served a single term in the U.S. House of Representatives from 1847 to 1849. He was a vocal critic of the Mexican-American War, viewing it as an unjust conflict aimed at expanding slave territory. His stance was unpopular with his constituents, leading to a hiatus from national politics after his term ended. Return to politics. The passage of the Kansas-Nebraska Act in 1854, which allowed territories to decide the issue of slavery by popular sovereignty, reignited Lincoln's political ambitions. He opposed the act, which repealed the Missouri Compromise and opened the door to the expansion of slavery. Formation of the Republican Party. Lincoln joined the newly formed Republican Party in 1856, which was founded on anti-slavery principles. He emerged as a leading voice against the spread of slavery, delivering powerful speeches that articulated the moral and economic arguments against it. Lincoln-Douglas debates. In 1858, Lincoln ran for the U.S. Senate against incumbent Stephen A. Douglas. Although Lincoln lost the election, the series of debates between them gained national attention. Lincoln's articulate arguments against slavery and his belief that a house divided against itself cannot stand positioned him as a prominent national figure. presidency, and the Civil War. Election of 1860. Lincoln's eloquence and firm stance on slavery earned him the Republican nomination for president in 1860. The election was highly contentious, with Lincoln's victory largely based on support from the northern states. He won with less than 40% of the popular vote, leading to a deeply divided nation. Secession and the start of the Civil War. Following Lincoln's election, Southern states, led by South Carolina, began seceding from the Union, forming the Confederate States of America. Lincoln's inaugural address on March 4, 1861, was an appeal for national unity. But his commitment to preventing the expansion of slavery and preserving the Union set the stage for conflict. The Civil War began on April 12, 1861, when Confederate forces attacked Fort Sumter in South Carolina. Lincoln responded by calling for volunteers to suppress the rebellion, leading to 4 years of brutal conflict. Leadership during the war. Lincoln faced immense challenges as a wartime president. He navigated complex political, military, and social issues, balancing the need to maintain support in the North while managing the war effort. His leadership was marked by key decisions, including Emancipation Proclamation, issued on January 1, 1863. The proclamation declared that all slaves in Confederate-held territory were free. While it did not immediately free all slaves, it was a crucial step towards abolition, and altered the character of the war, making it a fight for freedom and equality. Gettysburg Address delivered on November 19, 1863. This brief but profound speech at the dedication of the Gettysburg battlefield redefined the war as a struggle not just for the Union, but for the principles of liberty and democracy. Military leadership. Lincoln worked closely with his generals, including Ulysses S. Grant, whom he appointed as commander of the Union armies in 1864. His strategic decisions and support for the war effort were critical to the eventual Union victory. 1860 for re-election. Despite the ongoing war and political opposition, Lincoln was re-elected in 1864. His victory was a testament to his leadership and the support for his vision of a united nation. The Union's military successes, particularly General Sherman's capture of Atlanta, bolstered his campaign. The end of the Civil War. The Civil War effectively ended on April 9, 1865, when General Robert E. Lee surrendered to General Grant at Appomattox Courthouse. Lincoln's leadership had preserved the Union and set the stage for the abolition of slavery with the passage of the 13th Amendment. Assassination and legacy. Assassination. Tragically, Lincoln did not live to see the full realization of his efforts to rebuild the nation. On April 14, 1865, just days after the end of the Civil War, Lincoln was shot by John Wilkes Booth, a Confederate sympathizer, while attending a play at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. He died the following morning, plunging the nation into mourning. Legacy. Abraham Lincoln's legacy is profound and enduring. He is remembered as the great emancipator who led the nation through its darkest hours and worked tirelessly to end slavery. His speeches and writings, including the Gettysburg Address and his second inaugural address, are celebrated for their eloquence and moral clarity. Lincoln's vision of a united, free, and just nation continues to inspire generations. His leadership, compassion, and dedication to principles of democracy and human rights have cemented his place as one of America's greatest presidents. Abraham Lincoln's life story is a testament to the power of perseverance, integrity, and leadership. From his humble beginnings in a log cabin to his tragic assassination as president, Lincoln's journey was marked by a deep commitment to justice and equality. His legacy lives on, reminding us of the enduring values that define the American spirit.